Oh, it's Josh.
Hey!
What's up?
Hey,
How's it
Josh.
going, Josh?
Good. We're talking about types, and I'm trying to and explain why. I didn't realize the type that I've always been looking for is the type that I can hang out with and be friends with. That's my type, and my wife is my best friend. You know what I mean? So that's my type, and I take her. I mean, she's gorgeous, but she's my type because we're able to be friends. We're connected on a higher level than just physical attraction.
Guys, I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever so I've done the online dating thing off and on in the past, and it was just always felt very, very weird to meet someone and talk to them in person for the first time being on a date. Anybody I've ever dated long term, I have always been very, very good friends with for at least several months before.
So you've got a friend type too.
Yeah, like I want to know all about you before. And it's so, and it's a couple of the people I had zero attraction to when we first met. Looked at them, and seriously, first thing I thought was, I will never date that person. One of those was my ex-husband.
That's funny.
Nice.
But we became good friends for several months, and then we started dating. I had no idea he liked me.
So we were. What's your type, Josh?
Oh man, I don't have a type. I am so eclectic, completely.
I thought your type was girls that end up shattering your heart later.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely part of it. Absolutely.
You like heartbreakers. Aww.
All right, so we were
Josh, you got a good looking beard. We were talking about beards. You must have heard, your ears must have been ringing. So.
Yep. I've been
last
working
time I saw you, last time I saw you, you didn't have the beard. You were babyface Josh. So
yeah, it's I cut it off for my California chair run.
Okay.
And I haven't shaved once since. It's been nice. It was Sharks playoffs. I had a grow a playoff beard. Then we lost.
How'd that work out for you?
Oh God!
If it makes you feel better, my team lost to the same team on the way. So
yeah.
Oh God, it hurt. It hurt really
How
bad.
does all this feel in all this heat and humidity when it's 95 degrees, 100% humidity?
Yeah.
95 would be nice. It's like 106 here. So.
Oh, wow. It just started getting really hot here.
Yeah, it was like 92 today. My fat ass was out walking in the parking garage.
It's so humid today. So humid today.
So, Dre, why don't you have facial hair?
I think we're glad she doesn't have. So, hey, I wanted to circle back to the debates if we can. Yeah.
Let's go back on topic.
So I was reading some headlines today, and I saw that Gabbard was the most searched candidate after the debates. And I wonder why that is. Why do we think that is? Why was America so?
Pick me, coach.
Go ahead, Zach.
So because Gabbard is the least offensive to all the people who aren't radical left-wingers. So everyone who wasn't like a Democrat hardcore operative is like, oh, this person makes a little bit of sense. Let me go look up who they are.
I think it's because the anti-war message resonates with so many people across the country.
It's popular.
That and her lack of communism right up front. Like, I haven't heard her say anything like the other commies on stage typically trot out.
She is, by the way.
The Medicare for all thing was where she lost me.
The what?
The Medicare for all thing.
Oh, God. Yeah. So,
she is a commie, but she's an anti-war commie as opposed to
extremely anti-war. And she got up there and she did what Ron Paul did. You know what I mean? She gave the Ron Paul treatment, and we know that resonated with Americans so hard that they had to actually find ways to shadily stop Ron Paul from getting the nomination. I mean, if we're just going to be honest about it, they had cops come and arrest people at the caucuses. I mean, it was a shit show because his voice resonated with so many people. Tulsi's got that as well when it comes to the anti-war message, and I think that's why she did so well last night.
Well, I'm excited to see the shit show that's happening right now, tomorrow, in all the recaps and things.
I think if they're smart, that's who they go with.
If creepy, sleepy Uncle Joe gropes or falls asleep, I think it'll be a bonus for everyone.
Yeah.
Creepy, sleepy Uncle Joe. Is that what you called him? Oh, man.
Dude, he's been falling asleep in interviews. Like, did you see? Well, I think.
God. Must have been a hard job being the vice president for 8 years, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
I mean,
and I heard something today that like President Obama won't endorse him, and so he comes out and says that he told him he did not want his endorsement.
He didn't want Obama's endorsement. I don't want to ride in on your coattails.
Yeah,
Right.
sure you don't.
Sure you don't, Uncle Joe.
For the last several years, Joe, but now you don't want to anymore. Got it.
Obama's like, I've seen Creepy Joe for 8 years in the White House. I know that it's probably not a good idea.
I had a strict policy keeping my daughters away from him, and also he can touch the cell. I don't give a shit, but he better touch those little girls.
so here, my thing about like media bias is strictly proven by Joe Biden. In 2008, it was McCain and Palin versus Obama and Biden. And the media would not shut up about how stupid Sarah Palin is, which, fair enough. But I don't know how you can call someone stupid and then look at the other side and see Joe Biden and be like, nah, that's totally vice presidential material right there. Like, look, that's how we know that they're biased.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't hide it at all, and I think it's hilarious when they try and say and that they aren't, and try and defend bullshit that they do. Like, you know, I asked a tough question, and they said they didn't want to answer it, and you moved right the fuck along. How is that journalism? Okay, we'll just move on. Next question.
Next.
It was pretty bad. Next.
Did you see all the stuff going on with Project Veritas, Joss? Have you
I did
read
not.
up on that?
No.
Oh man, all you guys are so far behind.
We're so far back. We're caught up in the politics, the shit show that is politics.
This is
right now.
arguably the most important political story coming
Sir,
out.
Yeah,
sir,
you're
I am
probably
in
right.
leadership. I am in leadership of all 3 levels of the Libertarian Party right now. I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah,
Do we want to talk
for
about
that.
leadership of the Libertarian Party right now and certain tweets? Do we want to go
Oh,
down that road?
do we want to talk about how consent matters and silence is definitely not consent?
Super rapey. Super rapey.
Super
What the heck?
rapey.
I wasn't
Like-
going to bring
like
it
we-
up,
it's
but
like-
you're here, so go for it.
It's like we hired Brock Turner to do our social media.
Right.
Why can't he ever pull back any of the bullshit he says that he knows is going to play bad? Is going to look bad for the whole party.
Was that Nick that posted that?
Oh, absolutely. No doubt about it.
Okay.
No
No
doubt.
doubt. No
Never
doubt.
say
Zero doubt.
sorry or wrong, or delete a
Zero
fucking-
doubt.
Wow.
I mean, because that is totally like he has that kind of old school Greek philosophy style of communication, and that is a Greek philosophy thing to say.
He's
So that was him. Was that him? Was that
he's
him trying to say trying to kind of show off how he's the smartest guy in the room again? Or
Well, I mean, that's how Nick always is, right?
Sure,
Nick
right.
always has to be the smartest guy in the room.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be the most catty. He's got to look for ways to make people feel like they're less than him. It's a constant thing, and you know, I've obviously never been one of those blind followers, you know, and yeah, I mean, he runs the Twitter, so
I had no idea.
you know,
Now I
yeah,
know.
Twitter's his. And we actually are currently on the LNC email list trying to make a motion to remove that tweet and issue an apology, and also to take it off our freaking website because somehow it slipped past the APRC.
Karen
and
Ann seemed really pissed off about that.
Wow.
Like she
Yeah.
was on the warpath earlier.
Who?
Yeah,
Karen Ann.
Karen Ann. Karen Ann's on a warpath all the time, anyways.
Right.
Yeah, but
It's
You
good
know,
we can direct her to
I-
something useful.
I hope this gets fucking rectified because I'm sick of him talking out of his ass, saying things like this, and then just nope, not apologizing, and then half the time doubling down.
Yeah. Well, and you can go around the internet right now. He's defended that tweet several times, and it's bullshit. I mean, anybody who's outside of the Libertarian Party that works inside the movement understands that there's more ways to fight the state than just the Libertarian Party. It is not the end-all, be-all of the Libertarian movement. In fact, it's probably the smallest part of the Libertarian movement in this country. And saying just because you're anti-voting that you're giving consent to this government is just absolute bullshit. But it's not. I'm not shocked to see that come from our chair. I've been saying these kind of things for 2 years, you know, and obviously it's one of the reasons why I ran for chair last year. And
Do you have any
one of the-
announcements about that, by the way?
It's
Oh,
one of
yeah.
the reasons I may run for chair next year. We'll see. I don't know.
Is
There
that
may
an
be some,
announcement? Was that an announcement? Is it? Are we forming Team Smith or what?
Exploratory.
Listen, isn't there a Facebook page talking about you running for 2020 chair?
Yeah, there's like a draft Joshua Smith Facebook page that I have nothing to do with whatsoever, by the way.
I'll be honest. I was on that team for a little bit, And I didn't leave like for any reason. I just had too many Facebook pages going on, and someone else jumped in to do that one. But I was
good to know, Zach. Thanks, bud.
Just so you know, I've been backing you the whole time.
That's good. That's good. I think we're gonna. So here's the thing. I know if I was to run, I know that we'd have a lot more support this time. I've been able to accomplish a bunch of stuff over the last year. You know, between fundraising, now working with. Nick made me the chair of the ASC, the Affiliate Support Committee. Obviously, I'm sure it's because he wanted me to fail and fail miserably. And I have missed a meeting because I dropped my phone in a river last weekend. It was a bad thing. But they have some great things going on. You know, Aaron's come up with some great ideas. I know you guys love Aaron, and Aaron's amazing. And
is there a committee that Aaron isn't on, by the way?
Right?
I don't think so. No, I don't think she's on the youth committee. But anyways, I've learned a lot.
You just called her old. I'm going into our chat right now and telling her that you called her old.
Where is Erin, by the way?
She's studying for a test. She's got her CNA test next week.
Oh, is she going to be a CNA? That's cool. I got a new job working back in skilled nursing, but I'm the director of facilities. So
that's awesome.
I've learned a lot, you know, and I think that last year was kind of like a trial run, and I think that I may run for chair again in 2020. It's not for sure, but I may.
So you've put in the work this year, man, you know, and I think one of the things that I heard about Joshua Smith and why he didn't have the support from some people was they didn't feel like you had put in the party work.
Sure.
To earn the chair, and you've done that. The proof's in the pudding. You've been real active. You've been real vocal. You've been real out in front of people. And I think that your chair run, I don't want you to call it a trial run. We'll call it round one.
Yeah.
Because it's a learning experience. I think you're a likable guy. I think you're a strong leader. I think that you're somebody that could give Nick a run for his money. So give it some thought. So.
Thanks, man. Well, and look, I haven't been perfect over the last year. I've dropped the ball. No. You know, I missed the first LNC meeting after the national convention. Everyone hated me for that, but I was going through some personal stuff and
Were
moving. Yeah, I was moving from Texas back to California, and it was a real mess. I haven't missed a single LNC meeting since. I haven't missed a vote. I'm constantly out trying to fundraise. I flew to Florida and was a speaker on several panels there. You know, I'll be keynoting the North Dakota convention. I've been invited to several conventions, and I'm going to continue to do my work no matter what happens. But I think it's time for a change in leadership, regardless of whether it's me or not. And I know that some of the other people that may throw their hat in the ring for chair, and I'm not satisfied with that. And so. If no one else is going to step up, then I imagine I may.
I mean, that's basically, if I remember I'm pretty sure I was the first interview you had last time.
No, second. You were 71 Republic interviewed me first. Yeah.
And then back in my Libertarian Party of Nebraska days.
Right.
Man, that's. God, that feels like forever ago, man. We were kids then.
Oh my God!
I know. I looked 10 years younger. That's for sure.
It's funny you say that, but you actually, because of the angle of your camera and the fact that you have facial hair now, you look like my nephew.
Nice.
And he just turned 22 today, so
sweet. I like it. Yeah, I mean that campaign really aged me, man. I went through a lot of shit, you know, with the.
I was really concerned because, like. I remembered you from seeing you on camera talking to you, and then I saw you at the unconvention. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is wrong with Josh? And it didn't get better before the convention, dude.
No, by the time I got to the convention, I was so run down, man. I went to 26 states last year, and for 3.5 months of it, I would work Monday through Thursday, 4/12s, and I'd fly out every Thursday night or Friday morning to another state. I'd do a convention. I'd fly home every Sunday night, and I'd work 4/12s. I did that every single week for 3.5 months. It was, and on top of this, while I was at work, I was dealing with obviously the horrible constant attacks and slander, and it was affecting my family and my friends and my relationship at the time.
I felt sorry for your mom, dude.
Oh, my mom was my mom. Well, and I watched my stepdad. Like I went over to my mom's house, and my stepdad broke down and was like crying. He's like, "Please don't do politics anymore. It's horrible. People are horrible." And it broke my heart. Yeah, it broke my heart. You know what I mean? Because it was like, I only ran because I wanted to do something good. I never ran to be divisive or I wanted to do something good. And in the beginning, I didn't really know what I was doing. And I was like, we're going to kick the commies out. And, and so I can understand why some people were unhappy with me. But the actual like personal attacks, like the fact that someone went and got 5-year-old or not at the time, 5-year-old court documents that were actually closed that you have to have a bar number to get.
I wonder who that was then.
Yeah, I wonder who did that. Because my son's mother's the victim of a violent crime before me. Just want to put that out there. Yeah. And so all of her information is redacted in that paperwork. And so it took a actual lawyer to get that paperwork to do that stuff. And so it was hard, dealing with that stuff. And I felt like every morning I was going to wake up and be somebody else. Like I didn't know who I was going to be that day, the white nationalist, the woman beater, the deadbeat dad, the alcoholic. It was like, God, man, like I'm working and going to conventions. Like I don't understand where all this stuff's coming from. But so it was like a constant like combat. And so I think that was a really good learning experience for me. I hate to say it, but it was, and now I have the opportunity to say, okay, you guys say what you want to say. I'm not going to let you drag me through the mud. I have a mission and you guys enjoy your day. You know what I mean?
The question is going to be for me. Go ahead. Sorry, Dre.
It's so shitty how it affects your family. You know what I mean? I could understand if your significant other was also involved in politics, they maybe become a target too if you're running for something. But for your parents and your other family members to be attacked because you're running for something and you're trying to actually make a change for the better, I don't understand how that even happened.
Well, and it was intra-party. You know what I mean? That's the worst part about it. It was like
we're all supposed to be friends, right?
Yeah, like we have the same goals, and I might have a difference of opinion on how we get there, how we attain those goals, but we have the same goals. Roll back the size and scope of intrusive government. I want to do that. I didn't think that it was being done the correct way, so I brought a plan. I put out a platform. I put together a team. I started helping people with campaigns. I did stuff that I thought was going to help the party and the movement and the ideology and I was just a publication guy working with Think Liberty before this. No one even knew who I was, And I was like, I never expected it to get that dirty, and it was just, it was dirty. It was
do you
really
still
bad.
do stuff with Think Liberty? Because I don't see you on there as much.
No, I don't.
Do they all hate you now?
I'm pretty sure that most of them hate me. I love them to death. Don't get me wrong, I love those guys, but I just think that
hate him.
I don't know, but I think they hate me. I know Caitlin hates me for sure. For sure. It was fun, and I got to do a lot of stuff. And then I obviously with my campaign last year, I didn't have time to really do a lot of Think Liberty stuff. But I talked about Think Liberty everywhere I went, and I got people to like the page and did what I could. But I just didn't have the capacity at the time to really do Think Liberty stuff. Obviously, you heard my schedule. And I think once it was over and they merged with being libertarian, it was kind of like I was just kind of cut out. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really fit in anywhere anymore. Like I didn't have the opportunity to do the interviews, and so it was like, I'm not gonna stifle their flow. They got their thing going and they're doing a good job, and I like Think Liberty, so I don't have I don't have anything bad to say about them. But yeah, I just haven't had the opportunity to do anything with them, unfortunately.
So are you I'm asking all these questions because it's actually been a while since we've had a chance to talk.
Yes.
I see you still kind of floating around the Mises Caucus. Are you still involved with that?
Oh yeah, very very much so. I'm the candidate chair, the candidate committee chairman. So I'm the one who is tasked with going out and finding us candidates to support, basically. So, we're putting together a questionnaire for candidates to fill out. I think we have a short list now of people that we want to financially support. We'll have a much longer list of endorsements and people that we may help with in-kind donations, because we have the super PAC, so we have the hybrid PAC, so we have the super PAC and the regular PAC, so we can do direct monetary donations, and we can also do in-kind donations. So I'm tasked with that, and it's been a slow process trying to find other people that want to be a part of it too. But I think we got a pretty good bullpen of candidates that we'll be supporting, and I think we'll help them be more successful. I'll always be a part of the Mises Caucus, man. It's the one caucus that I've been a part of or seen that is just ready to work all the time, no matter what. I don't even think Michael Heiss sleeps. I think the guy just sits in his office. Yeah, I think he just sits in his office all day and thinks about new ways to promote liberty. I mean, he's putting together like a anti-war rally right now out in D.C. and he's the caucus, and he's been calling all of the organizers for the caucus one by one. They've raised all of us together have raised we have over 100 monthly donors, over $1,000 a month or something now, and I mean, it's going to become an infrastructure that's going to become, part of the backbone of the Libertarian Party, if it isn't already. And, and signing people up, and we'll probably have, last year in New Orleans, we didn't have a whole lot of Mises Caucus people. In Austin, you're going to see a lot of Mises Caucus people. It's going to be, there's going to be, of the factions, I'll guarantee it's a majority. So,
well, I think you guys have benefited from, look, I hate to say this, but the Radical Caucus really fell apart in this after, like, a lot of the people that were involved no longer are, and I've heard a lot of horror stories about people who were like, I was doing this and it was a mess and I can't do it anymore.
Sure. And I love the Rads. The Rads, before the Mises Caucus came around, I mean, the Rads were who I was most closely aligned with. There's just no doubt about that. Those guys are, they're Puritans, and in my heart, I'm a Puritan. I think that purity is what brings us to activism. But I'll work with anybody. I'll work with the Prags too. Even some of the guys in the Audacious Caucus since my campaign, I've talked to, and we've been able to kind of squash a lot of the beefs, and it's been really good, and it's definitely lessened my anxiety not having to wake up to those people attacking me every day. But if I should announce for chair in 2020, I imagine that someone's going to attack me for something.
Sure. Well,
I mean, you know what skeletons you still got in your closet, man. So you gotta evaluate that.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be the same things over and over.
So you already know what the cards look like. You know what I mean? So.
And if they're already out there, you can just say, "Oh, wow! So you found old news. Good job."
Whoa, good job! Everyone already knows that, man. Right? All right.
Here, you know what? Here's a list of all my skeletons that everybody already knows about, so we can just get to the issues. Let's talk policy and my campaign. How about that?
Well, funny that you say that. So when I went to the debate at National, which I bombed horribly, by the way, that was my first ever live debate that I'd ever been in.
I haven't seen it.
Because someone was dodging you for debates the entire fucking time for a reason.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. But so I had never been in a live debate, like an actual live in-person debate in my entire life. That debate in front of 1,200 or more people was the first time I'd ever been in a live debate, and it was terrifying. But I did some debate prep with Larry Sharp right before the debate. We had dinner, and he's like, "Here, look, just go out there and throw out all the bad stuff they're going to say it first." And so I got up there and I led with that. I don't think that was a good idea, but
no, you're not supposed to lead with that. No. Now you know.
And then I let everyone drag me into the mud, and it was really bad. And I learned my lesson, and I hope to do better going forward. Anyways, hey guys, I got to take off. I'm going to clock out of work and go home.
All right.
You've been doing this on the clock. That's
Hey, if you're in Omaha on Friday, come by Freedom Friday.
Yeah, so. We should have told you about that sooner, so you could have flown out.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea. I would also love to come to the unconvention again if that happens. You know,
none of us are with that anymore.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
So, but you can come to the Nebraska State Convention in February.
Oh, February.
Oh,
about that. Let's message me about that tomorrow.
I'll message you. I'll get you the details.
All right, sounds good. Hey, thank you guys so much for having me on. I appreciate you.
Thanks for coming on.
Take care.